various mediums to decorate, and I also use air dry clay for decorating with the flowers. So make sure you look out for the character craft shows on Hochanda. I hope to see you soon.
Hi, I'm Hayley from Craft Yourself Silly, and we're really excited to still be working with you guys here on Hochanda. We were there from the very, very beginning, and we're still bringing you lots of really exciting soft crafts. We design and manufacture all of our kits and all of our fabrics here in the UK, and we love bringing them to you. So if you're an experienced sewer or you're just starting out in soft crafts and sewing, join us. There's tips and fabrics for everybody. Make sure you don't miss our shows and come and craft yourself silly on Hochanda.
It's Flextravaganza time, folks. Still looking for Christmas gifts for your loved ones, or maybe just a little treat for you? Tune in from Friday the 13th of November at 6 p.m. to Friday the 20th of November at 6 p.m. for our Flextravaganza event. If you add at least £5 worth of any items to your shopping basket, either online or on the phone, you'll qualify for our Flextravaganza Flexi Basket offers. This means you can spread the cost of your entire order over 2 equal monthly FlexiBuy payments, offering you a more cost-effective way of shopping with us. Flexible payments for everyone. So join us from Friday the 13th of November at 6 p.m. to make your shopping experience with Hochanda even easier.
Hello, I'm Barbara.
And I'm Julie.
And together we're Scarlet Rose Crafts. We're a family-run business, been in business for 2 years, and our aim is to bring new and innovative new products to the crafting industry.
We've both been involved in crafting industry for many years, and we're continuing to move forward with our new company now.
The Easy Mat Plate is our flagship product, followed by our innovative Easy Shim product.
Our range includes diamond trail plates, ultra-sized dies, cards and sticky sheets.
We're constantly developing new and unusual products, so watch this space.
On our shows, we hope to inspire you with our products so that you can carry on crafting, because our motto is, because we can.
So don't miss the Scarlet Rose Craft shows on Hochanda.
Hi, I'm Bev. Hi, I'm Sam, and we're from Be Crafty. Be Crafty is a family-run company. Sam is my sister, and we love bringing brand new products to Hochanda. We manufacture and design all our own ranges of stamps, inkables, MDF, lots and lots of inspiration that we love to bring and share with you.
If you tune in to Hochanda to join us, you'll see that mine and Bev's style are totally different. But what that does is it brings you lots of styles and techniques that you can include in your crafting too.
Our ranges are increasing all the time with the lovely hand-drawn images that Sam and myself are trying to bring to you, plus the fantastic new designs that we like to bring in the inkables, in the dinkables and the MDF as well, so you can use them across all different sorts of crafts and bring the best we can to Hochanda too. So make sure you don't miss the Be Crafty shows on Hochanda.
Well, good morning, everybody. A warm welcome to Hochanda. So the live proceedings have begun, and we're kicking off in style. I'm joined by the lovely Lou. Hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
Your hair's looking very funky.
Thank you very much.
Fitting for this show because it's all about Sakura and colour.
And colour, yeah. I do love my Sakura pens.
Wow. Look, Sakura, when it comes to pens, I mean, as a brand, Sakura, it's nice to invest as a crafter. They're brands that you invest in and you know instantly the quality you're going to get.
Yeah, Sakura was, came about in the 1970s when they brought the jelly roll pens out. So, and they brought out the system that we're all used to now, which is using the roller ball.
Yes.
But until you put the pen to the paper, the ink doesn't flow. So that they are actually the starters of, you know, that whole generation of
the
jelly rolls.
creators, they're the innovators,
Yes.
and also, and this is important to know, because with every great invention you do get imitators, and the only way to notice the difference is when you use them, because I've used Sakura, I've also, just here at Hochanda, seen some imitators, just like around the office, so there's been a pen, you want to use it. And when you really notice is when it stops. You know, the ink, and you're kind of like, you're struggling. You never get that with the jelly roll.
No, you don't. And if you do, it's probably user error more than anything. And you get the last little bit of ink right to the very, very end. Some of the imitations have like little air blocks, which means the ink stops. So when you look down the barrel, you'll see so much ink, a little air block, and then another little piece of ink. And the two will never join, and that makes the flow work.
Things to point out with the jelly roll, and we've also got the micron pens as well. So jelly roll, it's an archival ink, very important. Go on to any non-porous... you said something to me, Lou, just before we went live. We were having a chat. Tell everyone what you were telling me.
One of the things that I love about the jelly rolls is that they do work on non-porous surfaces, which means when they dry, they themselves are a non-porous surface, which means I can, if I don't like a colour, I can go back over with a jelly roll.
That's so important.
It is, and
just take a look here, because this is something that you've done just on a glass light. But as Lou was suggesting, if we wanted to go over this again with the jelly rolls, you can. Beautifully done, though.
yeah, and that's just using a mixture of all the different pens. So there's the white on there, there's the sparkle metallic, there's the moonlights. On this sort of surface, you need to go a little bit slower than you would do if you were on a paper. But they work absolutely brilliantly. And as you can see, I've layered colours on top of colours as well. So I let it dry, and then I've doodled again on top and add little dots and little, you know, lines, hearts.
You try doing that with a normal pen. Forget it.
Yeah.
Forget it.
And that's what I love about it, because once they're dry, it gives you that further option. So sometimes you can put a colour down, can't you, and go,
Yeah.
And then being able to go over the top or add extra highlights.
Yeah. All right, we're going to start going through the options. So this is our first offering to you. This is pretty nifty. For £20, what you are getting is your book in there as well. It's 12 centimetres squared, so that's your white paper sketching book. You're also getting your Pigma Micron fine liners, and you're getting your black brush pens in there. So the fine liners, just want to show you, this is important, because traditionally with the sort of Micron pens, you associate them being monochromatic, black. You've actually got colours here. So we've got black, we've got red, blue, green, brown and purple.
The number on the top there is what denotes the size of the nib.
Yes.
So
these
the
are super
smaller the
fine,
number, the finer the line you'll get.
So there we go. And you've got these beautiful brushstroke pens as well, those black brushstroke pens. So all of that, £20, saving £9 there, 603 363 your item number. Now, I've got to tell you, we are on extended delivery. It's going to be dispatched on the 23rd. I just wanted to show you a little swatch that Lou created, just indicating the size, and this is useful, Lou, actually. Thank you for doing that. The actual size of the 1 micron, and those are the colours, your black, red, blue, green, brown and purple. You can tell you're a teacher. Very organised. And now these pens, and when we say brushstroke pens, it's a bullet nib.
It's a bullet nib, but you can use it for all your writing techniques. So you get 2 of the 05 and 1 of the thicker 10. But the little doodle at the top was just to show you the different line differences. And people often ask why you need the different types of pen.
Yeah.
So you can do your outline in the thicker pen and then add all the little bits of detail, with the smaller pen.
And look, this is great as a little sketchbook. That is such a handy size, because it will go in your bag, and then you've got all of these pages to obviously work on. And paper-wise, how have you found working with this?
Now, I've used absolutely anything and everything on the paper.
Yeah.
Yes, some pages I've had to gesso, like clear gesso, and work on it. But it is a lighter weight paper, but it doesn't mean you can't do all the techniques that you want to do, from blending, watercolouring on it. You can do anything you like with it. I mean, the thinging thing for me for that book is at the back there's a pocket.
Ah. Let's have a little look.
Other than the elastic. The elastic is my best friend.
That's handy, yeah, we like that. Now just open that up.
So right at the back is a really huge pocket. And I'm going to demo in larger books. I mean, I'll put things like extra card, papers, stencils, everything like that.
Like a canvas there. It's paper, and then you've got the canvas side to it.
Yeah.
That's a really handy little pocket.
And it's very sturdy, as you just said there, sort of thing. So you can you can put quite a lot in it, and then the elastic.
Perfect.
You've got the pen holder as well, which would fit your Micron pens in.
So that's your first offering, 603-363, your item number there. As we move on, we've got the same book, sketchbook, so the 12 by 12. This time, though, you've got black paper, and I will show you why we've given you black paper here, because you are getting the beautiful Moonlight Jelly Roll pens. Wait till you see these. You're also getting the white... All right, white Jelly Roll pens. Absolutely, this is a really good bundle because those white pens are invaluable. I use mine all the time. Highlights for eyes, you can't get enough of those.
You can't, and you can use them in, like you say, highlights, but actually do the whole line, line art yourself in white, and then just add spots of colour. Looks just as effective.
This is why you want to get the Moonlight pens with the black paper. So this is on black cardstock. Look how vivid the colours are. Those Moonlights are beautiful.
And that is the colour swatch of all the pens. So I started from the centre and just worked out, done all the pens. And that's on the paper. Obviously, that's in a slightly bigger book than the one in the bundle, but that's the same black paper.
So this hasn't been freestyle. That's a freestyle doodle. Lou, that's incredible. That's incredible that you just did that freestyle. Look at that. I would have sworn that was a stencil or something. That's really impressive. But it shows what you can achieve with your pens and a little bit of imagination. So those are the Moonlight pens. Now you are getting, just going to show you here, these swatches are brilliant. I love this because Lou's showing you, and this is really useful actually, because showing the white and the black. So showing how the pens respond to both white and black paper. And they're just as vivid.
They are just as vivid, and you can use them in, like you say, on the white or the black paper. I mean, I like the darker colours because they add something different on the black.
Yeah.
But, they're a lovely finer nib than the traditional Moonlight pens, because the original ones that came out were a slightly thicker nib.
Yeah.
So these are slightly finer, which are absolutely beautiful.
And there's the white fine as well. Really good bundle here, really good bundle. The white, I promise you will use time and time again, so it's good you got 3 of those. The Moonlight pens are incredible on white paper, black paper, it doesn't matter. A really nice bundle there. And of course you're getting your 12 by 12 centimetre book as well. 697453, your item number. Okay, now we're going to move on. We've got a different size sketchbook for you. This is a 9 by 14, and it also has black paper in it, and you're getting the Quickie glue pens, which are awesome. Quickie glue pens we can use in such a multitude of ways. I have got a little swatch here I'm going to show you. So there, that gives you an indication of what you could be using with your Quickie glue pens. I will be showing this coming up because we've got another bundle with a Quickie glue pen. So your glitters, your foils, your embossing powders. It is just such a handy, handy little pen to have in your stash. Even if you wanted to do a bit of freestyle doodling and then to put some glitter to sign, handmade by, or your signature, put an emboss to that, just Quickie glue pens are great. Also, I tend to use my Quickie glue pens on any die cuts that are really fine and intricate, so if you just want to put a few dabs on there as well. Obviously, it's an adhesive as well. $9.99 your price. What? $9.99? That can't be right. Okay, I'm going to say right now, I think that's a mistake. I will tell you why, because we've got to go with it, and I'm just like, just go with it. The Quickie glue pens, now I've seen these, traditionally they'd be around about £3, sometimes £3.50, getting up to £4 per pen. We have them on a happy hour deals, and we make a point of saying, look, you're getting these for £2.50 a pen. So let's just say if these were a happy hour, £2.50 a pen, that's £7.50. You're not getting this book, this notebook, for £2.50. So that price, I don't know what's gone on, but that is a great price. $9.99, that will go straight in my basket. Someone give me my phone. 751201, your item number there. Right, we've got more for you. Let's having a look. So here we've got the two, I like the actual colours on these notepads. They're nice, aren't they? So bright, vibrant. Then we have, so we're getting both our 9 by 14 centimetre sketch pads. You're also getting the 6 micron fine liners, and you're getting the 3 Moonlight jelly roll pens. Now, something to point out, and what Lou, we were having a chat before. Lou, I love working with Lou because she is a crafter through and through, and she always approaches things from a crafty stance. The first thing she said to me with regard to the grey tones that you're getting with the Moonlight, these are not duplicates of the other bundle, and that's important. So you're not going to be getting any duplicates from the earlier Moonlight bundle. I'm just going to show you. This is another freestyle.
With a stencil, I did use a stencil on this side and then just did freestyle doodles
That's
around
very
it.
pretty.
I
So-
love colours, I love doing swatches, but
Yeah.
I like to do them in a different way
Yeah.
because it shows you how the pens work, and you can then, in doing it that way, I can see how much I can colour, you know, how fine the line, how much the detail.
Very pretty, and really nice colours, very sophisticated colour palettes. Let me just show you. That is the. Oh no, sorry.
way, sorry.
There we go. That's okay. That's from the other set of Moonlight pens, and there we've got this set of Moonlight pens. I tell you what, we have got a stonking morning ahead. I feel like I'm in the presence of crafty royalty. We've got Lou here. We've got another Lou. It's the day of the Lous. It's the morning of the Loos. Lou Withers coming up a bit later on. So, yeah, really nice bundle here. You've got the 2 notepads. You're also getting the Micron pens, and you're getting the Moonlight pens in there as well. $23.87 your price, 651-292 your item number. Now, Quickie Glue pens. You're actually getting 6. We've only got 3 out on display. Let's rectify that. Boom. There you go. Oh, have I not? Oh, did I take the wrong ones? Where's that? I did get the jelly roll. Oh, that's better. Boom. So, you are going to be getting 6, displayed beautifully. So you're going to be getting 6 of those jelly roll pens. $12.99 your price for 6. That's very good. I mean, saving £3. Let me see if I can stand these up. I don't know. I haven't got Jack's skills, Jack, our floor manager. Jack, have you noticed, Jack, by the way, you're developing quite a fan base among the viewers at home. They talk about you online. Yeah. There we go. All right. He's like, oh, yes. So there we go. You're getting all 6 of these jelly roll pens. Let me just lift this up again. I know I showed it to you a little earlier on, but it gives you an idea of what you can be doing. Actually, Lou, as we show this, how do you use your jelly rolls? So when do you tend to reach for them?
For the Quickie Glue?
Sorry, did I say jelly rolls? Quickie Glue, sorry.
Actually, I love using them for foiling or gilding flakes.
Oh, right, yeah.
So, you know, like if you, like the doodle I did there, if I wanted to go back in, I can use the Quickie Glue and then go back over and add highlights with gilding flakes and things. And I love them for that because you can be really precise.
Would the Quickie Glue go onto a mirror if you wanted to put foil onto a mirror?
I don't know, I haven't tried it, but I'll have a go. I've got a tile here, I'll have a go.
Just saying, just thinking. Yeah. But I'll just imagine if you had a little mirror tile and then a bit of foil on there. Right, $12.99 your price if you want to get. That's really good value for money. Look, either bundle where there's a notebook or the set of 6. $12.99 for 6 Quickie Glue pens. Good value. 252764 your item number. And it's something you use time and time again. Someone's just seen the price. Like, what? OK, now, let's have a look here. Back onto our jelly rolls. $59.96. I know that's a considered purchase, but let's just consider what you are getting. 12 packs of 3 jelly roll pens. 39 pens in total. Ooh, this is a bundle, Lou.
It is. You've got metallics, you've got the Stardust in there, you've got the Moonlight as well. But they do work together. You know, you don't have to use the Stardust just with Stardust. You can, you know, use the pens together on top of each other.
Yeah.
And they can work on black,
glitter.
white card, being jelly non-porous surfaces. So, like the mask in front of you is plastic, and that's using.
Well, yes, this is. I mean, that's incredible. Love that.
So that's a mixture of the metallics and some of the Stardust. You know, just going over.
It's like Cinco de Mayo meets Halloween. It's fantastic.
Well, I've got Paula's Day of the Dead book, sort of, and I really wanted to do a Day of the Dead mask, but could I find a blank one?
No.
So that was the nearest white mask I could find to go Day of the Dead-ish.
I love it. I love it. So you should wear that on Halloween, right? Your neighbours will love you. OK, let's just have a look. This is a little swatch that Lou's done, just showing you how the pens work. So these are, I mean, that is so glitter-filled. So there is your Stardust in there. So you've got your happy, your sweets, your ocean and your forest, so your greens, your blues, your sort of pastels, and then your brights. Then we have, now this is interesting. So this one is our moonlights. So we've got moonlights and
that's metallics,
sweets.
isn't it?
So is that the metallics? Yeah, you're right, actually. That's the metallics with the sweets and also the glitters. And then, even across the studio, you can see that. And there's the moonlights.
So they're the traditional moonlight. So the lines on there are slightly thicker than the moonlight set we've got. So you've now got the mixture of, you know, the traditional thicker lines, but you can do thinner line work as well. But they all work together beautifully.
They're good pens. The only way to appreciate how good is to see them in action, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing this hour. So we have got extra sketchbooks for you as well. Let's just have a little look. If you want to go for this, now this is the white paper option. So it's you're getting 3 journal sketchbooks. They're 140 GSM white paper sketchbooks, 9 by 14, and you're also getting your 12 by 12, 16.99 your price there, 375 362 your item number. We also got them with black paper, so if you do wanted to, say you invested in the Moonlights and you wanted to work with black paper, we've got that as well. Same, exactly same sizes, 17.99 is your price, 138 760 your item number. We are going to head to our demonstration. What we got, Lou? What are we going to be doing?
But I just thought I'd quickly show you. I'm using the bigger book. I mean, this is my used up book now.
Okay.
But I just wanted to. Well, you were saying, like, what can you do on the book, and what can, you know, because the paper, when you look at the weight of the paper, is slightly thinner than what we would traditionally think of a journal. Yeah. But that doesn't stop you. So please, you know, as you can see, the elastic. That's why I love the elastic. I do my books slightly differently because I do like colour swatches.
Yeah.
But. So you can do your sketching if you want to do your sketching.
That's very pretty.
But so you can, then you can go, where's the one I'm looking for? But that's done, I've done white gesso on that, and that is using all the micron pens to create all the different greens in there. And then, because when the ink is wet, you can blend out.
Well, now that's... Sorry, that's a point I should have said earlier on, because you can use these effectively as watercolour and start pulling out the colours when you get going.
Yeah, try to do it that way, yeah. And that, just to show, this is... those pages there, I did put clear gesso down, and I've actually used watercolour. I've used my Echolines on those. So they are juicy pens as well. So you can... You know, you can do your normal journaling in the books if you wanted to do sort of thing. Same with that. That's using texture paste on there, and absolutely. So don't think because of the weight of the paper you can't do all the techniques you want to do. Does that? Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say.
It's a privilege getting to have a peep inside your book.
Yeah. There's lots of different things. That's what I was saying about the Quickie glue pen. I don't know if you can see. Going round, I made the line not stand out very well, so I went round with the Quickie glue pen and I put gilding flakes.
Oh yeah.
So that's covered up where my line's just got a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But going to the Moonlights, now, I know it's OK saying about doodling and, you know, we can doodle, we can do this and that. These are stamps. And I've just actually stamped a page out and I've doodled within the actual stamp designs.
So if you don't feel structure.
Yes, if you don't feel confident doing your own doodles, have a look at the open stamps you've got and, you know, take the pens. And these are the Moonlight set that we've got on today. And so you can do all of those as well. So don't be put off, is what I'm trying to say.
That's a good point.
And it's the same with, I mean, that is using stencils. So if you don't feel you can actually... And so they're all the jelly rolls that are on.
Get your outline and then use the jelly rolls inside. And then if you want to take a step further, you can, as Lou was saying, we'll see, pull out the colour. Do you know, the one thing, and we are busy this morning, so thank you so much for tuning in, because I understand it's early. As a presenter and a crafter, the one thing that really stands out to me and I pay attention to is how many guests come to Hochanda. Look for yourself as well and see, even when they're not doing a show with Sakura, they're demonstrating something else. It might be stamps, it might be stencils, and they have some jelly roll pens and they'll use them. That to me is a big endorsement, and the fact that we're so busy also indicates I think we're getting a lot of people, repeat customers too.
It is. The books are absolutely superb. I mean, the little square ones, but this is the Stardust, and this is a stamped image. And I don't know if you can see the glitter.
Oh, yes.
And I've coloured it. So don't think that you can't colour your stamped images. And I've coloured and I've blended out with a damp pen.
Yeah.
And I've blended the colours even in top of each other. So you can use them in all your types of crafting. It doesn't just have to be journaling.
Nice.
So don't be put off if that's that's what I meant, really,
Okay.
sort of thing. And we were talking about the pocket at the back. This is my pocket, and in it I have loads. I have stencils. I have little bits of everything. And I'm going to say to people, if you're a die cutter, this is my waste. And bits and pieces. Use those, and you don't have the stencils you want, but you have a die cut you like.
Yeah.
You've then got something to draw around to do your doodles in.
Perfect.
So don't think you have to do everything freehand. And that's, like I said, that's my book.
Yeah.
Scrunch it all in together.
Okay.
Right, I've got the privilege of a new book now, but you know, it's a new book and I don't want to use it.
Freshly, yeah.
But so that was the thing. Right. So what I was going to do is I was going to actually start doing some of the stencils, and I've got just a stencil design here, and this one I'm lucky it's got an outside and it's got an inside. So we've got all the different coloured micron pens on, and people often ask why all the different colours. But sometimes you don't want a black outline, and it's nice to be able to doodle in different colours. So I'm going to start with, let me think. Oh, you know when you just, I'm going to grab a few. I was going to go complementary colours, but I'm not now.
Okay.
So I'm going to go for the purple. So you can use, so I'm just going to go around my outline. So use your stencils if you don't want to do free hand doodling, and create your borders. Right. The paper is very, very forgiving, and these pens, once they're dry, they're fully archival. They're fully waterproof, which makes them a bonus if you want to do your own sort of doodling or this type of thing, and then go over with watercolours. So you can create outlines, create a doodle, create a pattern, and then, grab your watercolours if that's what, your preferred medium is. So if I so that's the inner part of the stencil.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to start with the purple, so I can actually... And I'm going to just build up the design here. I like circles, so let's put the purple lid down. And I didn't think about putting my lids on the back of the pens, but when you just go.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to do that there, and I've got a brown one there, and let's do it here. So I won't cover. I want to grab a red though.
Lou, as we're doing this, just to put it on your radar, we've had an email in from Sandra who just wants to say, could we see the Moonlight pens on the black cardstock?
Yes, certainly.
Okay. So we'll try and sort that out.
Yep, I will get that ready next time.
Okay, great.
Is that okay?
Yeah, perfect.
So I could carry on building it up. So you can then, take your colours. So where I've got the purple here, I can now, which is what I did with the mandala.
Yeah.
So you can carry on building your different patterns. And we don't always want the black line. Sorry, I'm rushing here. I would spend a little bit more time.
Where did you realise that you had this ability to doodle?
I think we all doodle. I think probably years ago when the age of the dial phone.
Yes.
And you'd be sitting on the phone and there'd be a piece of
doodle.
paper and you'd write your name and you'd do things like that. I think that's probably where it's come from. Just even writing your own name. But I think we all do some form of doodling, even if we don't think we do.
Yeah.
I think probably what we do is compare ourselves to other people rather than just going with the flow.
You see, and this is a really nice shot. The quality of these micron pens are exceptional. And it's that finishing touch. Do you know where I like to use micron pens is if you stamped out an image and then you just wanted to add a little bit of detail, maybe extend the foreground. They're really handy.
Well, I've stamped out an image to do for a demo that I've deliberately missed bits on to show that you can pull out with your micron pens and fill in gaps, and
So
we
it's
can
not
still
lost.
colour.
Yes.
So nothing's lost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
so
getting busy for this option. Remember, you are getting the 6 coloured micron pens. They are they're 01 with regard to the size. You're also going to be getting the brushstroke pens as well, and you're getting the notebook, or sketchbook I should say, which is 12 by 12 centimetres. Got to point out, we got a different option with the sketchbook. There's black paper, but this is the white paper option.
So I'm just going to, I would carry on building and building, and that's all I did with the mandala, is just carry on. Well, actually, to be quite frank, to get the circles on the mandala, I just drew around some dies. I'll draw around absolutely anything. You don't have to have
the stencil.
No.
You were telling me about the micron pens, so not only are they archival, you said something else that's just escaped me.
They're waterproof.
That's it. Yeah.
So, which means once they're dry,
we can put colour washes over.
Yep. Hold on. Oh, if I grab, I'll just check that's dry. Yeah. So this is a watercolour pen.
Oh wow, Lou, that's very nifty.
So
I like that.
I then grab a bit of water.
Yeah.
I can still watercolour over the top. So you can create your line art, and you can use your watercolours as well on top of it.
That's cool.
So like we were saying about that stamped image that hasn't got those lines on from back here, I can still put them in with my micron pen.
Yeah.
Know that I can then go ahead and colour it.
That's really important.
You know, with my preferred mediums is watercolour.
Yeah.
Only because I think half of that is laziness, because I like speed.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people, though, preferred medium watercolour.
Yeah, it's because I can colour quicker. I'm very envious of people who do those wonderful alcohol pens, you know, and they add all that shading. But I would do half an image that way, and then the other half of the image would be they wouldn't be quite the same. So let me have a think. So I'm not doing any. I'm just using geometric, you know, shapes.
I think the way your mind works, it just gets doodling, because you know, with the balance, the designs you build up, and the doodling, I think, is a little bit like a fingerprint. Everyone has their own style.
Oh, definitely. I definitely think that. I mean, and then you can carry on and bring on, you know, and do more and more and more. But that's using a stencil to do a doodle. So don't have a look what you've got, or have a look, as I said before, you know, with your die cuts. If you've got layered die cuts, you could then sit there and create a range of apertures that you could then draw out and doodle within. So you don't have to think you can't do it. To think of the stuff that you've got already.
Yeah.
I draw around anything.
Don't be scared of blank space. When I joined Hochanda, and as regular viewers or people who were watching since Hochanda started will know, I wasn't a crafter. I was just jobbing presenter, and since joining Hochanda, obviously I've caught the crafting bug. One of my early purchases, I have to say, when I first started, what do I need? Obviously a die cutting machine, red liner tape, didn't have any of that at home, micron pens, on top of obviously the essentials, the stamps and the different watercolours and stuff. But micron pens is one of the things that I saw guests use time and time. It's just for those little finishing touches as well. So doodle detail around whenever we show an inspiration, a card, it could be a scrapbook page, anything. A lot of the time you will see the guest finishing off with a micron pen. So just that finishing detail around the edge.
It is, and also with all the different, I mean, I know people get confused, I know Lou said it before as well, by all the different nib sizes and why we need all the different nib sizes. It's because sometimes a thicker pen will create too thick an outline, and you can look at it and go, ooh, whereas a thinner pen creates a nice shadow, but it's not too intense, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Right, so
now, we had that email, and can I say, Sandra, thank you so much for messaging in. When we say, please email in if you have any questions or want to see anything, we genuinely mean it. So, Sandra emailed in, and she wanted to see I think, was it the Moonlight pens? It was the Moonlight pens on the black cardstock, and, Sandra, we will try and accommodate.
Right, so we've got the new ones, but what I've done as well is I've got the ones that we've got at the end of the show.
See the difference,
These are different, so I can show the different lines. Now, my pens, I keep in colour families, but that's just how my head works. But with all the Sakura pens, you've got different things to help you. I mean, looking at that, you'd go, how do you know which ones are which? So I know these are Stardust because it's got a little star on the cap. Okay. I know the metallic ones, which just seem are the ones that's got little capsulated glitter inside the cap.
Yeah.
But if you're not sure, on all the pens, they will actually write what the type of pen is.
Perfect.
And then the Moonlight are the solid opaque, because that's what... The Moonlight pens are more opaque than the other pens.
Okay.
Right, so
now we have got a bundle featuring the Moonlight pens, so you're not only getting the Moonlight pens, you're also getting the 3 white pens, which are invaluable. I use those, I use those all the time, and it's one of the things I reach for. It's specific, not for eyes. And this is something, again, I learned here at Hochanda, but just to bring life to the eyes, just a little bit of white, but also to highlight on a stamp. So once I've stamped out an image, added colour, if I just want to pick up a little bit of a highlight, your white pen you're going to use all the time, and then you're getting all of these beautiful colours, and you're also getting that 12 by 12 centimetre sketchbook in black. So just showing you that is the black. Okay.
Right, so I'm just doing a quick outline with pencil. Right, so the difference in the line size, so if I can show you the ones we've got on here, this is the thinner line, whereas if I do the original set, you can see it's a thicker line straight away. So you've got the difference in the 2 different lines there, which is like brilliant. So I'm going to use a mixture of both, so then you can see the contrast between the 2. So I have to move my page around.
Okay. Lou, that is incredible how vibrant that colour is on black cardstock. It shouldn't be able to do that.
No, but if I do a contrast as well, so, but it will stand out just as vibrantly on the cream card as it will on the black card as well. So don't think you can't use it over both. Sorry, I will go over that page.
That's okay.
So, you know, when you just go, right, what am I going to do? Let's have a think. All right, I'm just going to do simple.
So with these, then, if we wanted to introduce water, we can pull out that colour too?
Yeah, we can. I'll do that under... So, with the ink, you can only pull out the colour whilst the ink is wet. Once the ink is dry, it becomes permanent. So I can pull out the colour. So that's dry. So it's taking some of it, but not all of it. So if I put a little bit there, you can pull out the colour. So I put a lot of water on there, but you can then let that dry, and I can go over that again. So you don't have to worry. So if I then take the other pen and put it underneath, you can see it's a thinner line. So you've got, so they work together. Now that's still wet because I can see that on the card. So I can.
Nice.
I'm just doing a. Here we go. What shall we do?
And you notice that this is the unique aspect to the Jelly Roll pens. As Lou's working, that continuous stream of ink going through. The ink, and I think I'm right in saying, took years to develop this, to get this right.
It did. It took a long time because at the end of the nib is 2 little metal balls, and they rub against each other to create the beautiful smooth ink flow. The thing also with a Jelly Roll, the slower you actually use them, the more ink comes out. So you can actually have a little bit more control that way as well too. So what I'll just do this, and then I can blend some more out. I'll colour that in a moment. It's near enough dry already. I'm working backwards on myself. I don't normally do it that way. So we've got the contrast there, so that when you see them on the black, you can see the difference in the lines straight away. But that doesn't mean if I'm just going to go and just draw and colour in. So as I'm going faster, it's not covering. If I go slower, more ink comes out and you have better coverage. But let's grab a yellow. But I can then...
Just going straight in there. Now you didn't, and there's no worry about contamination of the nib.
There's no worry about the contamination of the nib. I can go back over because the ink is still wet, and I can drag some of the colour through. So I'm dragging some of the green through to the yellow. It's pulling it away, but then I can go back over with the yellow, and I can do blending.
Lou, you're going to like this. You've inspired Claire at home, who's actually sent in a picture using your technique, the stencil and the Jelly Roll. Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
Beautiful, beautiful colours, and that's on black cardstock as well.
Yeah, it's up with the metallics. It's got like a real...
I think it's one of those, if we lifted it up to the light, if we could move it, I think it could well be. Claire, thank you so much.
That is beautiful.
Genuinely love it when viewers send in their inspirations, because that's the whole point of Hochanda. We do love it when you send in your makes. So if you want to send in anything featuring your Sakura project, we'd love to see it. studio@hochanda.com. Claire, thank you.
So I'm just... So that was the green, then the yellow, and then I've just water brushed through the whole lot. So you can still do your beautiful
if you
blending.
lift that up, Lou, we can see that.
And there we go. You can still do your beautiful blending. But, you know, they work absolutely, you know, superbly on top of each other. Now, one of my favourite colours, and I don't know why, is I do like blue over a lot of colours, but is this blue as well. So if I'm just going to draw another line. Now, when it goes on, it doesn't look as if there's much colour there. But as the ink dries, that will get bluer and bluer and bluer.
I know it's pretty good there already.
But so you've got that. So if I just do, I'm just going to do some circles. I'm not going to do. So I'm doing simple shapes because they don't have to be. It doesn't have to be complicated. I think doodling just has to be a chance for you to step out of the world for 5 minutes. So I can then, even though it's a thin nib, it doesn't mean you can't colour. So as I said before, the slower you do it, which is the more ink that comes out. If you don't want as much ink flow, just go a little bit quicker. So you can see, so the blue on there looks absolutely beautiful. But if I get the other blue from the...
So we're going to have a recap in a moment.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. No, sorry. No, we'll see this. Just letting you know, because we're over halfway through the show.
But that's the blue from the set we've got on the end.
Oh, yeah.
So they all still go together beautifully, and they all still add that punch.
Nice. Just thank you so much, Lou. Is it OK if we have a quick recap?
Sorry. Yes,
we're going to do that. No, no apology. No apologies necessary. Now, we actually have to apologise. A viewer actually spotted this. Who spotted this? We were going to... Pauline, thank you, Pauline. So with the pens, I think originally we were saying 39 pens. They're not. They're 36. So the way it works, I'll explain. So early morning shift, we come in, a producer and the whole team, we don't sort out the details here. When we go live, they just appear. Sometimes, technically, it happens, human error. So apologies, they asked 36 pens, not 39. Thank you for spotting that. Was it Pauline? Good spot. I wish I could send you something. I can't, but well done, Pauline. If you have, and this is important, if you have purchased this thinking you're purchasing 39 pens, get in touch. We will always rectify that. So please get in touch if you do want to cancel that order. OK, so having a look here, you have got first bundle we're going to show. So these are the coloured micron pens. You're getting all 6 of those. Just going to show you the different colours. Actually, I've got a swatch that Lou did that will reflect them a little bit better. So having a look here, the quality of these pens are phenomenal. Really nice size. One thing that struck me, we talked about the fact that they are archival ink, but also they're waterproof. They're waterproof as well. So when you start laying these down, if you do want to then go over with your watercolour, layer colour wash over there, they will not blur. So love, love, love the micron pens. And then you're also getting the brushstroke pens in there as well. Just going to show you here. With the brushstroke pens, if I just show you this, you can see here, they're a bullet nib, but they allow you to do sort of your techniques, your... how would you brushstroke? Would you say brushstroke techniques, or what kind of techniques?
Well, you could do, well, no, the bullet tips as well, sort of thing. So you can do your handwriting, you could do your outlining, you can do your building up with them, because they've got a lovely chunky bullet nib. You can do really cool thick lines, so you can still do all your handwriting techniques, because if you lift the pressure off the pen, it gets a thinner line. That's the part I'm not very good at.
Well, it just takes a bit of practice. You're also getting your lovely sketchbook as well, 12 centimetre by 12 centimetre, 603-363 your item number. Right, we're going to move on. We had a look, so Sandra wanted to see this, and thank you to Lou for that last demonstration. Hadn't prepared it, it was on the fly. So you were getting all of... Look at these. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pens brought to you by Sakura. So these are your Moonlight Jelly Roll pens. You're also getting, and this is invaluable, so any crafter will know, white Jelly Roll pens are your absolute friend. I like the fact you're getting 3, because trust me, from my own experience, you know you're going to be using those a lot. And you're also getting your notebook. It is your 12 by 12, but It's on black, so you're getting your black cardstock, which just works so well with the Moonlight. And if you have just tuned in, I've got a little swatch here that Lou did just to show you. But pay attention to how well on black or white. So see that blue? There is no difference. You still get such a beautiful, vivid colour on all of those, whether you're working on black or white. $29.86 is your price. You are saving £5. You're getting your Moonlight, you're getting your white jelly roll, and you're getting your sketchbook in there as well. Right, we're going to move on. We have... This is a good buy. This is a really good buy. So you're getting your sketchbook. This is your 9 by 14 centimetres. You're getting your 3 jelly roll quickie glue pens. For, not jelly roll, the quickie glue, for $9.99. I know. I'm so glad you said that, Lou, because I was actually... Lou Withers is getting ready for the one-day special, and I was going to... She hasn't got a mic on, but Lou, that's really good, right? It's good. That's really good. It doesn't... That's ridiculous. It does. I think we've made a mistake. There we go.
When you should be a warning for that. But when you consider how many the price is for 6.
What? Say again? Yeah.
When you consider what the price is.
And Lou was saying that when you consider the price for 6, genuinely, as crafters, just type in, do a cursory search right now and see how much it will cost you to buy one quickie glue pen. Just quickie glue pen on a search engine, how much the price comes up. So it will give you various options. Anywhere from, what, £2.50, you're doing very well. That's normally like a special price. Okay, so first one that came up for us, $2.99. For one pen. So let's work off that premise. Effectively, that's £9 worth of pens there, and that's the cheapest price that come up. And then you've got the book here. So I mean, it's a good price. Do your own research. That was us very, very quickly just doing a quick search in there. Sorry, I said the cheapest. It's the first price that came up. 751201, your item number there. But I know from my own experience, and I have researched this, that's a very good price. And you're also getting the black. This is what I like. You're getting the black notebook. So that I will be trying my Moonlight pens on. They're fantastic. Let me just open that up. So has this got the pocket in the back as well, I would imagine? So yeah, you have got that pocket there as well. I mean, there's something so sophisticated about working in a black sketchbook like that. Okay, got to move on. We have got more for you. So here we've got coloured sketchbooks, so white paper inside. But I like the pastel colours on these. You're never going to lose them for a start.
Oh, no, they're beautiful, aren't they? And I like the colour combination.
Yeah. They're nice. I think they work
it's
really
not
well.
quite a yellow. Do you know what I mean? It's lovely. It's warm.
Like a mustardy yellow. You've also getting your micron pens now. They're the same configuration as the same colourway, I should say, as the other micron pens. But the difference here, if I just show you, you are getting your 05. The other ones were 01. So thicker. Thicker. Yeah. So there we go. Popping that down. And then we have our greys. Now these are your Moonlight greys. Lou was, before the show, she was keen to impress, and it's a really good point, I'm glad she did say, you're not getting any repeats. So the previous bundle where we had the Moonlight pens, it has got some greys. These are a different grey, so you're not repeating those. $23.87 your price there, 651-292 your item number. Now, our mega bundle, let's have a little look, with the 6 quickie glue pens. There you go. So, okay, here, when you think about it, looking at the price, 6 quickie glue pens, that's a good price. Considering we did our search, 1 quickie glue pen, we saw the first one that came up was $2.79. $2.79, sorry. $12.99 here. You're getting all 6 of those. You're saving £3, 525 764 your item number. Let me just show you the different ways. So our price right now with this, £2.16 per pen. Look at that. So glitter, foil. If you wanted to work with your gilding flakes down there, those are gilding flakes. $12.99 is your price. 525 764 your item number. Another item I use a lot of. Now we're going to go on to our Moonlight bundle. Again, Pauline, thank you so much. There are 36 pens. So this is your jelly roll bundle. Did I say quickie glue pen? Oh, Moonlight. Sorry. Jelly roll bundle. Nice. Very early. You've had your coffee, Lou. I don't drink coffee anymore.
Don't you?
I have not drank coffee. I have not drank coffee since last November. I'm coming up to a year. I haven't drank coffee.
I'm very impressed. I don't think I could survive without a coffee.
You're kidding? I'm so tired. I need a coffee. Why did I stop drinking coffee? I'm so tired. Just having a look here. You are getting all of these. It's a lovely mix. Let me just show you, because there's a selection of pens within these. So 36. So you are getting, this is your Moonlight, which you can see there. And then we've got our metallics going through, very pretty. And then finally, you've got your glitters in there as well. $56.96 is your price, 346031 your item number. Now, we do have these on a pick and mix if you prefer to pick and mix and pick the colours that you want. Just putting the details on your screen. You're choosing any three. So 3 packs of 3, $14.99 is your price there, 462562 your item numbers. Do have a look, and it's a great way to really zero in on the colour palette that works for you. There are 12 options, I believe, on the website, so have a little look. Now, we do have more for you. Take a look at this. This is your watercolour sketch box. Oh, okay. Now, I've seen this. It is very, very, very good. I cannot stress that enough. Oh, Lou's got one. $29.99 your price, 694744 your item number there. You're getting your watercolour brush. The colours in there are just exceptional. One more thing to share with you. The brush pens and your calligraphy pens. So if you do want to work on your brush pen technique and your calligraphy pen technique, $12.99 your price, 654801 your item number. Lou, you had your koi. You just brought that out. Do you want to show everyone? So, Lou, when I was mentioning, we'll show you still.
Apologise. Yeah? It's mucky. Well, it's not mucky on the outside, but
it's used. Well used.
But, okay, it's lovely. But you've got the stand thing there. You can put your hand through. Yeah. So you can now make it so you can hold it in your hand. Or what I tend to do is I have it standing on my table that way.
Nifty, yeah.
So I can work with it. Inside, I use the lid to do colour swatches on. And then obviously you've got a plate to work, and you get your metallics. You've got, those are all pearlescents. You get 12 pearlescents, and then these are your fluorescents. But they all mix together to create.
Lou, do you have a watercolour brush? Could we just see the metallics on the black cardstock? Not technique, just literally just brushed on. Because I wanted to show everyone, when we say the quality of the colours here are exceptional. Again, Lou, thank you so much, because we keep nothing. You haven't even prepared this, and we keep saying, "Could you do this?"
Right, I'm just going to wake it up because it's a metallic paint and it's a pearlescent paint. The best thing, obviously I haven't prepared. I would actually spritz these before and just let the water seep in just a little bit. Okay. So I'm just going to pick up. I can't use my sponges on mine. I know you're meant to clean your brushes. I just like them looking clean. So all I'm doing is I just want to make sure there's enough paint on my brush. Yeah. That's all I'm doing. Right, I'll put that down.
Watch this. Just wait for this.
Yeah, you know when you think.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. And then when we pick it up, you'll see. Look, it's so decadent.
So.
Watercolour onto. If you just pick that up, Lou.
I'm just trying to. So you can actually see.
A watercolour onto black cardstock is just it should not work that way.
No, and it's beautiful.
Incredible.
I mean, I've got a colour swatch there which I can get out for later, sort of thing, which shows all the colours, both on black and white.
We'll show that. So I know we'll get on to what you were going to demonstrate, but it's useful.
No, the other thing with this is you've got little 4 holes there.
Uh-huh. Oh, we can extend.
So if you were actually, outside, I've got my thumb there, but I can do it that way. It doesn't matter if you're right-handed, left-handed. You can actually work whichever way you want it to do.
How long have you had yours for?
I've had mine for about a year.
A year?
Yeah, and I've used...
It looks barely touched.
I know, but I do use it all the time.
Well, you can definitely see that. Look, we believe you on that. You've had it a year. I'm really impressed by that.
But I will mix these colours in with opaque, flatter colours, and then it creates different versions. I mean, the fluorescent mixed in with the metallic is beautiful because you suddenly have like a slightly darker shade mixing in, and you then have the metallic running through.
Yeah.
They are lovely. You get the water pen. I've used mine because I'm now and the pens will come split. So when you come together, you put it all together. Now you get the little black. So I screw mine up really tight. You get the little black bit there, and that is when you fill yours with water. If you then take the pen and break it down again, that's the cap that you would put on to make sure the water didn't leak.
Oh, okay.
So I put mine on with a 3D foam pad, so I never lose it.
Never, yeah.
So then when I've got my pens out, I can actually fill that full of water, put that back in, and break it down ready to travel with me. Because I do mine on the when we could travel on the train a little bit better. The other thing I'm going to say, I love a colour swatch, and I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but on the packaging, on the back, you actually get all the colours swatched out for you.
Nice.
So
you can see
cut
that,
it out and keep it.
It.
That's
definitely.
what I do.
Lovely. Thank you,
Right,
Lou.
sorry, it's okay.
Okay, so Lou, we've got about 5 minutes.
Right, we're going to do the quickie glue pens. Now, your quickie glue pen is going to come with a little cap on there, and all you need to do is just push that off. So you've got a little cap, and you can stick it off. Now, oh, that was a little bit.
Sorry?
Some people will put that back on again. I haven't personally.
Okay.
So I thought we'd do a little bit of the glittering on. I've got some vellum, and I've got the black, and I've got the white. So you could pick a previous. I was going to use that image, but I won't for the moment. Use that. So I could pick a previous piece of work and then decide that this is too dark, and then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to go on with my quickie glue pen.
And it lays on blue, and then when it dries, it goes clear, so you know when you can work with it.
Yeah. So I've just put a little bit there, so let's grab some glitter. And then I'll do a line of it on the black. So I can actually then go back onto a piece of work and add just a, add a little bit of highlights. And that's one of the benefits, as you were saying about the quickie glue pen. You don't have to have it, it can be more controlled. So if I did it on the black, so I could do a line, I'm going to just do a line. So as you were saying, it goes on blue. You can make it as thick or as thin as you want. So if I put that.
So, oh, yeah.
So you can be a little bit more controlled. I like it, as I said, when I showed you with the foil, when I made my line a little bit, I thought, what can I do about that? So, and then you can still do it on, like, your vellums. Don't just think that it has to be paper and card. It will work on your vellums as well. So we can, do it that way as well. So you could you could do. So if you didn't want to do white work, you could go over it with the glitter. Right, I'm going to put that away, otherwise I'll be wearing it for the rest of the day. Now with the foiling, the difference is with the foiling, as you said, it goes on blue, but we need to let it go clear.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to put it down there, and we can do, and I'll put a little bit on here. If I do that, I'll be able to see where I'm going. So we need to let it, so you can see it's gradually changing, and I might as well add a little bit here. Where shall I put some foiling? Oh, let's put some foiling on there. So you can go back over your previous work, as I always say, if you didn't like what you've done, so can you see it's gradually getting lighter and lighter and lighter, and once the blue goes away, you can then start getting your gilding flakes.
Nice. It doesn't take too long to dry.
It doesn't take too long. I mean, we can sit and if I...
Give it a wafting.
Select wafting like that.
Well, it's actually drying in front of your eyes, isn't it? Yeah.
I've got a little bit of the blue at the end, but we'll do the middle bit.
Okay.
So if we get the gilding flakes... And this is where, I make a mess. I love the colours.
Oh, yeah, these are nice.
I'm not going to waste that. And then where's my piece of work that I've done? And then I'll rub them down. Now this one hasn't dried enough. It's only picked up certain bits. Can you see where we haven't left that one? But actually I quite like that.
Yeah.
Right, so you would normally, we'd have a little scrunchy thing. I'm going to put the lid on that because I can see them going everywhere. So we can add the gilding flakes on, and that's now on. So we can still do that. Then that's on the parchment, and that's on the black. I love it on the black.
Looks good.
You can see. I'm trying to get the right light. There we go.
That's it.
You can see there. But then I can. This shows you. I didn't let that one dry long enough.
Okay.
So if I'd let that one dry, can you see where it hasn't dried? I've smudged the glue, and then I've smudged. So it's being a little bit more patient.
Let it dry.
But then I think it's nice to see. We do make mistakes as well.
Nice. Now, unfortunately, time has beaten us, but there is good news. I shall be returning at 11 o'clock with the lovely Lou, and we've got another great hour ahead, so looking forward to that, Lou. Have you enjoyed this morning?
Yeah, well, I can play.
Well, this is the thing. This doesn't feel like work.
No, it doesn't. No, because for all my books. So yeah,
I've really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
So we will be returning at 11. Actually, we've got a great morning ahead at Hochanda. So my advice, get yourself some brekkie, settle in and enjoy the viewing ahead. Thank you so much for your company. If you ever want to catch up on any hours here at Hochanda, you can do that two ways. You can go onto our website, hochanda.com, or also the rewind option on the Hochanda app. Do make sure to follow us on social media as well. We're on Facebook, Twitter, all the usual suspects. So just look for Hochanda. Thank you for your company. So we've gone from one loo to another loo. This time it's Studio Lights Grunge one-day special. It's amazing. Please stay tuned for that. After that, we've got art and craft glitter greetings, and then Julie Hickey will be here with her designs.
Hi, I'm Ali from Ali Stitch Your Fingers. I've been sewing most of my life. I absolutely love sewing. I've been with the Hochanda now from the very beginning, really. That's when I started to go there. The Hochanda family are lovely people to work with, and I'm really enjoying my time with them. Designing is a big part of the journey for me as well. I love going out and finding the fabrics to use in the projects and bringing them to you. I love the designing process from start to finish, and then the finished project is just the icing on the cake. So make sure you don't miss out. Come and sew with me on Hochanda.
Have you heard of Hochanda Freedom? Did you know that as a Hochanda Freedom member, you could be making savings on every order you place? For just £5.97 a month, you will benefit from selected Freedom member discounts and complimentary standard delivery on every order you place. You will also receive our exclusive Hochanda Freedom members badge, regular newsletters, giveaways and crafty updates. If you shop with Hochanda more than twice a month, then Freedom is for you. Don't forget, your Freedom membership is flexible, so you can pause it if you're going away, or you can cancel it at any time. So what are you waiting for? Give us a call or head to the website, quoting item number 88888, and join Hochanda Freedom today.
Hello, my name's Stuart and I'm the Managing Director of Oakwood Archer. Oakwood Archer is a family-run business, and my son and my daughter work very hard with me to bring the best craft items to you in the UK. We specialise in high-quality items brought into the UK from all over the world, including brands like Kaisercraft, Stampendous and Impression Obsession. Working with Hochanda is fantastic for us. It gives us the opportunity to bring all of these brands and all of these products from all over the world direct to you, the crafter in the UK. Our products include stamps, dies, papers, buttons, trimmings, ribbons and album making kits. Just about everything you need to be a good crafter. So please don't miss Oakwood Archer shows on Hochanda.
Hi, we're the team from Daisy Bee Stamps. My name's Nina, this is Josie, and this is my dad Roy. And we design and manufacture our very own polymer stamps. So we wanted to add an extra element to our stamp collection, and this was down to Josie using her iPad and hand drawing the amazing sentiments that we now have in our collection. All our designs complement each other so that you can use them again and again to create something new. So make sure you don't miss the Daisy Bee shows on Hochanda.
Hi, I'm John Lockwood from John Next Door and Crafts 2. I've been with Hochanda since the very beginning, and I've been crafting a lot longer than that. My crafting journey's taken me through all different types of crafting, from stamping and die cutting to colouring and inking, and loads of different things. I've been working with Crafts 2 now for over 3 years, and they produce the John Next Door brand, distribute it and make sure that everything is perfect in that. This allows me to work with the fantastic Crafts 2 tools and products, as well as some of their other amazing brands such as 2J Stamps, Press Cut and the Craft Artist range of glues and consumables and inks. I really find that this partnership is extremely strong and helps me bring out the best of my products and all the other products within the Crafts2 stable and the ones that I design. So don't miss the John Next Door and Crafts2 shows on Hochanda.
Hello there, good morning and welcome. Of course, it is our first live look at the one-day special. It is a corker and you have been loving it. So much so that the whole day stock, we are now at a situation where 60% of the stock has gone. We've only had 2 live shows so far. Obviously, we had the repeats through the night. It's been busy through the night. Lots of you investing in this. And I'm not surprising because we have got an amazing deal. The price on your screen there is your Freedom members discounted price. Now, I do need to mention the saving that you are seeing on your screen. So it looks at £10. You might think, hang on, that's a bit stingy. Oh, no. This one-day special is made up of a variety of smaller bundles. Each of those bundles, or most of them, I think, I don't know the exact figure, but you've got a saving overall of those bundles, comes to £33, that saving. But then the additional £10 saving is what you have got on top of that. So in effect, you're saving £43 overall with this one-day special. Freedom members, you've seen there, the screen has gone blue there, you have got an even bigger saving. So in addition to that £33, you are saving £19 and 68 pence. It's no wonder it's been busy, Lou.
It's a really good one. Everyone, people have been asking me on Facebook and other media, when's it coming, because they've been able to get bits and bobs here and there, but not even the Dutch group are saying we can't get a bundle like that. Buying. So yeah, it's brilliant though.
And this is totally you, isn't it? You're in your zone with this.
Absolutely. And I was talking Alex and Scott last night, was saying that this is not for just grunge. I think it's when you wear that title, you get this in your mind, this picture, and this can be anything because there's something here for everybody. Flowers, you've got some quite masculine feels, you've got some quite sort of mathematical feels, and then you've got some real watercolory stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it's whatever you use.
I love it. It's almost like a kind of selection box of craft, I would say, because you've got stamps in here, you've got dies in here, you've got your stencil in there.
Yeah.
Kind of fundamentals when you are crafting, really, yeah.
And they're really unusual dies in the sense that they're going to be useful because you've got like layered ripped edges, but they're also studio light. When you look at their dies, it looks like it could only be 1 or 2, but they pack them on.
Yeah.
And
they cram them into every little space, don't they?
And they get all the layers in the dies, and you get everything, but all these stamps match the masks, match the dies.
Love it, love it. Now you can see on your screen there you are getting a lot for your money. You're getting 46 stamps in total, you're getting 4 stencils and 17 dies. So it's no wonder it's been popular. And I love the concept behind this because we've got some kind of little illustrations here to show you. So you've got layers.
Yep, you've got the first layer, which would be like your board. It could be your backboard, like a bingo board or something.
Okay.
Or you fold it in half and make a card.
That's a good point, actually.
Just fold it in half.
I like that idea.
And then you've got your ripped edge papers. So you've got like it's hard. We can also we can rip our edges like that.
Oh no.
No, we can't.
No,
it don't work like that.
Yeah.
And then you've got the layer that goes on the top, which fits underneath it, and then you've got the little enforcers.
So yeah, sorry. So that piece that I showed you before, I've taken it away because it's black on black, so you can't quite see it. So yeah, okay.
And that looks like a notepad. You can make it into journals. You can make it into calendars. Advent calendars, you name it, and then you can sort of mix and match. And this one shows you the little die cut enforcers, and you get 2. You don't get 1. I get fed up with that.
Oh gosh, yes.
Because I never do it. If I got 2, I've done it in one move. Then these are the die cuts, the inside and the outside. But the squiggles and everything, they're represented in stamps and on the masks in different sizes, so you can build it up 3-dimensionally.
That is beautiful down at the bottom.
See that? You cut areas out, you've got flowers, then you've got a star, you've got all sorts of shapes.
And that's all, because I was just trying to see where you've stuck the joins out. It's all one piece.
Yeah, all one piece.
Wow.
And that die cut at the edge with the crisscrossing on, that's so
Isn't that
so
fab? It's like
useful.
your faux stitching down there.
And it's
Love
a
it.
great mask when you cut it out. It's a great mask.
Now, of course, you've got additional
Oh,
elements.
no.
Now, do these work on top as well? So could you layer these in and bring them in? Oh, yeah, you could do just about. Just,
Yeah, you
just
can
shy of
do.
the
You
holes
can
there.
just, and it works on the
Hold
the
on, let me
very,
get them mixed. I'm getting them all mixed up now.
the
There we
very
go.
large one as well. It'll work on top of that as well. So you've got a mix and match. Now that tyre track cuts out.
Love that.
But I made some great stencils with that last night, and those, you know, turning that circle one with the lines on, it now looks like the moon.
Yes, it does, doesn't it? Like a hazy moon, there.
You know, or you could have it on water and have it as a reflection,
Seems
but
like a
like
kind of
that.
dream
it's quite
catchery
angular.
look, yeah.
Yeah. So
Love this clip.
it's really different when you use it that way to
Yeah.
when you have it horizontal.
Love it. So again, you've got all your different dyes. You've also got
Yeah.
your smaller
Oh,
elements as well. So
People
these
love
are cool.
These fit the smaller, perfectly the smaller stamps.
Oh, I see. Right, yeah.
So you've got, if you want a quick card and anything, or just a journal piece, you put this down, you cut this out, put your stamp, fits it perfectly, colour it, done.
And I love this because this kind of rough and ready edge that you've got around
You
here.
can't cut that.
Well, you couldn't, could you?
You
couldn't
could
get
try,
that
but by
effect.
the time you've done that, you'd give up.
Yeah.
Well, I won't bother.
Well, you can flip and rotate it as well.
Yeah.
So if you do want to mix it up, so you don't want the little notches always in the top
Absolutely.
left-hand corner, you can rotate it, flip it, turn them around. So of course your dies, very, very useful. And you can see here, I mean, some of the results from using
yeah.
the dies as your bases. I mean, look at that. Instant matte laying. You'd never get two torn layers to sit like that.
No. And you could try. And as I said to Scott, it don't look like your mum's cutting your fringe, you know.
Oh,
more.
gosh,
And then I
those
said,
days.
he said, no, I've not had that problem for a long time.
Bless him.
But yeah, but don't forget, you've got the little clip at the top as well, which
Yeah,
you can
I love
make.
that.
That's great for your journaling.
Do you know what else I'd use that for? To go on top of a circle to make a bauble.
Of course.
Like Christmas baubles and things like that. So that's a really useful one as well. I think
And you could
use that
even,
loads
you
of.
know what you could even do? You know those little mini pegs?
Yes.
If you put two together and put that
Good
in the middle,
idea,
you've
yeah.
got...
Yeah.
Oh,
Loads.
that's a good one. That,
There's
yeah,
loads.
I'm
It's a
having
really
that.
useful little die, that particular one. Now, of course, the stamps, these are key as well. And, of course, everything has been designed so everything comes together and fits beautifully.
Yeah, but that's not where it ends, because the little stamps and the worker stamps at the end are all taken from these stamps, so you can extend them to any size you want. So it's entirely up to you. And you can do your tags, you can do your layers, you can do them on cards, you can do them... I mean, that one is stunning.
Isn't that beautiful? Like gorgeous blue.
And then you've got, you know, I've got some samples delivered very late last night, and when I was looking at them this morning, I was just like, wow, they look nice on social media, but when you pick them up and you look at them, you're like, what?
Yeah.
And it
Well,
could
this is
be
it.
any
Look
colour.
at this. I mean, the concept cards, if you want to create concept
that.
cards, your panels, your journals. So much interest within
That
these.
doesn't say grungy to me.
Not at all. It's too bright, too colourful. That's what we tend to think grungy being, the darks, the greys.
Yeah.
But
it's
these,
not.
oh my goodness,
And
wow.
depending on the colour, it denotes season and
Yes.
also flower.
Yeah.
You know,
And I think this style is very forgiving because it's very difficult to see if a mistake has been made.
well, and this is where I was doing it last night, because I blobbed. But you know when you drop your ink pad?
Yes.
It
Oh, we
didn't
all
look-
do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it happened, you know, on telly, because then you can see what I do, and it didn't matter because you couldn't see it.
Yeah, exactly. So many different styles. I mean, the design team, you can see, have had
Oh,
an
yeah.
absolute ball working
Absolutely,
with these.
these are wonderful. We've got ones on the back as well, but all the ladies do something very different with it, and I love that. And I love how they might just use a stencil.
I mean, look at that. I mean, these are totally different. That one, I would kind of call that a grungy look.
Yeah, that's more like your steampunk and your
Exactly.
industrial look.
But look at that. I think that looks really calm and restful, that one.
That's more like if you, it's not exact like, but more of a Monet feel.
Yes, yeah.
Where
yeah.
you've got a nice water feel.
Absolutely
and
beautiful.
Autumnal. You know,
Gorgeous.
Be nice if you actually got a leaf as well, a real leaf.
Yes,
You know,
yeah.
and glossy accent. All sorts of things come to mind.
Absolutely beautiful.
Love
and of
it.
course, whether you're using them in their entirety or just using a
Yeah.
small band, I mean, that is lovely. That detail, that stitch detail with that stamp around the edge, framing that to perfection, absolutely beautiful.
They are really good. They are
And
a good
again, pretty
collection,
again.
aren't they? I mean,
Absolutely fabulous.
you did them red and green. They'd be like a poinsettia.
They
wouldn't
would actually, yeah.
So you can
very
make
much
them
so.
Christmas.
Love it. Absolutely amazing. I can't get over the different styles that you can get with this. Now, of course, Lou's going to be taking us through some demonstrations in a few moments. The details are there on your one-day special there. Now, with regards to this, Studio Light, we're used to extended dispatch with this, with them, and again, that is what you've got with this one. So it's the 20th of November with regards to this one, but it's not too long to wait. It's only a week away. Love it. And you're going to be able to have so much fun with these when they do arrive. So there you go. Details are there on your screen. 235633 if you're wanting to get hold of those. Now, there's lots of other goodies that you might want to add into your basket because, of course, you've got your 3 flexi buys, less than £30, £29 and 5p if you're a Freedom member to get all that for your first payment. Amazing. So why not add other goodies into your basket? So have a little look at these. These are something that you could quite easily add into your basket. Works out just an extra £8 more, I think. Oh, no, not even that, because it's 3 times. It's not 2 flexi buys. £5 and 33 pence, and you have got 2 absolutely incredible stamps here. Now, Lou, sometimes, me personally, I struggle sometimes building up the layers. I don't know what goes at the back, what goes at the front, and I get myself into a right pickle. Something like this, already done, but then I can add to it.
Absolutely.
Love
you
it.
can decoupage with this, but then you can also just use the flower if you want.
Yeah, good
and
point.
just ink the flower if you're using a pen or a, you know, Ecoline pen. You could just stamp the flower. But the thing is, they're A4 them, A4 length.
Yes, yeah.
And to think you're getting a full stamp set, 16 quid for an A4 plate.
Now, I don't have an A4 mount. Does it matter?
No, you can use anything. Barbara's got some great mount that she uses.
Has, yes, yeah.
I tend to, when I've got a stamp like that, I put the stamp down.
Like onto your glass mat or something like that.
And then I press the areas I want. And I always get a good, your platforms.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Your platform sideways usually work. But
that's a good point. Actually, never thought of that. Yeah, rotate it. So simple when you think about it.
You'd be surprised how many people try and work.
You kind of find yourself twisting and turning. Love it. Details on your screen, busy for these ones. 551985, £15 and 98 pence. Do add them into your flexi order. And of course, you can do that with any of those other goodies that we've been sharing with you. We're going to head over to see Lou in a few moments, but what can I tempt you with in the meantime? Have a look at these. Beautiful range of stamps here again. This time you're getting 2 together. So you've got your No Regrets and your Ocean Vibes, £14 and 48 pence. Again, any of these items, if you're adding them in with your one-day special, spread that cost over 3 payments. If you're a little bit like me and you're greedy and you want it all in one go, that's the best way to shop. 338407 if you're wanting to get hold of those. What about your backgrounds? Now, this is a way that you can cover those quite easily, and again, use them as a base and add to them, kind of creating a little collage as you go. £14 and 48 pence, 216433. Nice extenders those are as well, so if your stamp's a bit small for the purpose, then you can use those to build it up and make it larger. Oh, this is a nice one. You're going to love these. These are so useful. You've got 2 dies here with your rings and your mesh, and again you will see Lou using these over and over again. These are kind of like your go-tos. At £15 and 98 pence. Again, spread that cost over 3 payments. £5 and 33p if I remember rightly. That's 614144 if you're wanting to add that in with your one-day special. So Lou, oh, I can see you've got one of those dies already.
Yeah, well, they're so handy in any colour you want, but I also like the little shapes that come out.
Okay.
You know, some of the ways, don't just think of the positive, think of the negative bits. Right, okay. Well, I thought, what am I going to do? I got these.
Okay. Oh, what you got?
Quick drying ones by Pearly Winks.
Oh, okay, right. Oh, I've not seen these.
Right, and they're like an alcohol spray ink.
Okay.
And they're quick drying, and I thought, well, I only got them yesterday, and I thought I'm going to try these on my gel plate because I wanted to show you some different techniques. So,
are you giving us a sneaky peek here?
I think
We've
so.
Seen them
yeah,
on air?
yeah, I think so.
Oh, you tease.
But I wanted to because I like anything like, and I like the size because they're so portable, but I thought I'm going to try and show them. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I wanted to do the same effect with paint as well, which you can do with either. But with it being an alcoholic, you've got this watercolour effect, and you can build up. So this is just a mess clean-up one, but I wanted to show you how the layer, and what we could do is do the same with our piece of paper, and then our stamps, and then our 3-dimensional die cuts on it, just to show you how easy it is to do. So all I've done is I've got a piece of absorbent card. Now, it doesn't matter what sort of card you get, but please bear in mind that cards behave differently, so test it if you're not too sure. This one's absorbent, so you can see it sisses. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to squirt a little bit of yellow, and this is like an alcohol ink in a spray bottle, and I've done it so that they've done all the mixing for you. And all I'm going to do, there's hardly anything on there, that's fine. I'm just going to put a layer there.
Now, is there anything that we need to be aware of when we're using these sprays? I mean, alcohol inks, we have to be careful where we're using them.
Always well ventilated room. Whatever sprays I use, even water-based, I tend to. But in this day and age of the masks, I would use one.
Okay.
And you don't have to.
Yeah.
It's just that anything like that.
So will it stain clothing and things like that? So, yeah, just
be very careful because it is alcohol ink.
You're being brave with your top then.
Oh, I know. Hey, wow. So I've put a little bit more on. I'm just building it up because I want to show you that you can get this really smashing, like, mottled background in the same way you can get with paints. But you get a softer look. So with this piece here, I'm going to use my clean up. And it dries so fast. But yeah, with everything, you have to be careful with what you use.
Okay.
Nowadays, with most of the harmful stuff is taken away from it for you.
It was more a case of housekeeping and not getting it on your clothes and things that I was thinking.
Well, it is with me. Right. Now, what I want you to just try is not do all of your... Don't do all of your block, your gel plate. Just do areas.
Yeah.
And what you're going to do is build up a mosaic of colour.
Lovely.
So the reason I'm doing this is you can do the same with your stamp, but I just wanted to show you that you can build up areas of interest rather than just having one flat colour or this or that. I'm going to use some different... We'll use pink on this now. And these colours are great. You don't have to use these. I'm just another idea.
And it's all about laying down that base because, of course, you've got all those fabulous stamps and dies that you can layer on top of it, but you don't want them to go onto white cardstock.
Yeah, and I just want to build up because I think this really helps the layers in the background. So I'm going to now put a little bit more orange. The layers in the background of this will help the layers in the foreground with the stamps.
Okay.
So, again... entirely up to you how you do it, how you apply it. You can put it on
So the colours that you're using, is this kind of because you've got an idea of the colour that you're going to be using with your die cuts and your stamps as you go through it?
Yeah, I tended to sort of look at the colours that I want, and I like to use what's it called? The opposites, complementary. So I've gone for warms on one side and then cools on the other. So I've got these two colours as well, which... you know, you can actually mount on. But I would only use a scrap of that. I wouldn't use it all. But even the little bits that stick on it, don't worry.
Okay.
So now we've got that, I'm going to go for the darker one. I always leave the darker one till last. Only in my opinion, it doesn't... Sometimes it can overkill. If you put this straight on, you can't see another colour underneath it. So by having this last and then just one little pass on it and then...
Perfect. Love it.
Don't be worried about patchy bits on your work because... Oh, you can see how it's reacting now.
Yeah.
Because the alcohol obviously repels and sort of sisses and does all this.
Now, Lou, just while you're building up that colour, can I just mention to people at home, we are busy, obviously, for the one-day special. We're also busy for the dies by themselves as well. So just to let you know, if you're wanting to get hold of elements by themselves, then you can do. So the clipboard creativity, have to be careful how I say that one. Details are on your screen there, £28.49. But don't forget, your flexi buy, if you were a Freedom member, bear this in mind, it's just £29.05, was it, something like that? So you're only looking about, what, an extra 50p on top of that there. So you will get those included within your complete bundle. Now, I know you've got a second and a third payment, but look at what you are getting for that second and third payment in addition to what you were planning on spending today. Now, you do need to be a Freedom member to take advantage of that price on your screen, but it's a why not deal. £5.97 is all that you would be paying to take advantage of that deal. Now, at the end of the month, when you're taking advantage of all those deals and the post and packing that you're saving, you can cancel it. You don't have to be tied into that at all. There's no contract. But I think you will be a bit like me, where you kind of use it a lot. And this is a perfect scenario for you to take advantage of your Freedom membership. So 235-633, £96.84. If you're not a Freedom member, obviously you can see a reduced price there. And those savings that you see are in addition to the £33 you are saving on the bundles that come together together to make your one day special. Very, very busy. It's good to have your company this morning. So Lou, we've got our background.
Yep, I've done the background, I've laid it up, I've got the other one there, just to show you I've used the blocky one now, and I've got the long, thin stamp that's got like a sunflower on it, because I want to show you that you can have it the size of this, the size of the stamp, or extend it.
Okay.
So I'm going to use an archival link on it. Now this isn't the juiciest of pads, which I prefer, because if you're using the stamp platform, you can always go back over it, but I don't want it to be heavy, too heavy inked on here.
So you keep your old ink pads as well as a nice, fresh, juicy new one?
Absolutely. I always keep an old one and a new one, and then different needs.
Good point, yeah.
So all I've done, a little bit, it doesn't matter if I miss some at all, because what I'm going to do, I can use some of the extenders here. Now, on some of the backgrounds of the stamps, you'll see that there's really brilliant elements.
Wow,
So
look at the... Can we just for a moment, can we just absorb this? Because there is so much fine detail in that stamp there.
There is, and it's
tiny
difficult to see.
blossoms.
But all these little bits, there's a stamp that represents that on one of these, and you've got to find, here it is. There's a stamp that represents that, there's a stamp that represents the flowers. So, just to show you that, if this area here, let me just stamp it out here.
Okay.
If you, I'll use this piece, sorry. I'll use this piece. So this area here, it makes more sense if I show you that bit there. You've got, on that stamp, so this is the collage.
So that's how the stamp as the collage comes out?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
A bit
got
better
you.
than that. But then you've got the addition.
Oh, I see. I know where you're going now.
Which allows you to...
Oh, my goodness.
Bring it...
So it's like an extender and...
so
clever.
You've got lots of them, and then you've got a checkerboard down here, which is... there's one on here.
So it's kind of like the ingredients to make that collage are
Make
there
it
as
your
well.
own. Yeah, and you don't have to, like I'm just extending it a little bit off there. And I quite like, this looks a bit odd to me because I've not stamped it right. So I'm going to bring in that, and it marries it up. I've missed a bit, and you can go back over. So we've just brought that area in there. Now, I really like that. That looks okay to me. The alcohol has dried really quickly on it, so it's entirely up to you what you do now. I'm thinking you could add some patterning onto this.
Now, the stencils obviously are all part of the one day special. This is what I was talking about. It's been like a selection box.
Yes.
It's like a kit, isn't it? You've got all the elements that you need, and then you start crafting with them in different ways.
You don't have to put these on, but sometimes there's something else that you might want, and I'm sort of flinging everything at it at the moment.
I
but
love it.
It's quite nice if you want to sort of add little bits. So I've got a tiny bit of orange ink, so don't forget your acrylic ink will work over the top. I'm not using
so which
a lot.
brand is this one that you've
This
got?
one is the Amsterdam.
Oh, right, yes, okay.
So, and I'm just going to put a tiny bit on a natural sponge. I'm just going to check where it is so I can just put, not a lot, because I just want it to blend in.
Just like a subtle touch in there, yeah.
And I'm not going to go too far over because I have got some 3D flowers to put on though. I'm just going to blend it in, that's it.
I love this stencil because when you look at it one way, it looks like lots of cubes.
Yes.
But then in another way, it looks like zigzags.
It's great for it's great for doodling. Brilliant for doodling. What I'm going to do now is it might not look like I've put much on it, but I don't want a lot because I want the main focus to be the flower and the writing and all that, and I'll show you how I do that in a minute. So what you can do is you can get your sprays or your paint. I'm going to use the paint just so, in case you haven't got the sprays, you might be thinking, I haven't got them, I can't use them. So if I use the ink, or this is acrylic ink, so you can use acrylic paint, so if you want to use the paint as well, you can just paint on top and then just... Now, I am not going to spend time on this. I'm just going to do the edges. I did something similar last night, and the reason I'm doing the edges is because I'm going to put a 3D one on top. So this is just so, you know, you don't see all those white edges underneath. Sometimes there's nothing worse when you put a 3D element on and all you can see is what's underneath it. So all I'm doing is going around the edge.
Don't forget, if you do want your Amsterdam products, do check out the website. You will be able to find those on there.
You can use, I mean, the golden ones work really well. So it looks a bit strange like that, but I have already. That was one that looks really dodgy, but I've only cut half of it. But I'm not too worried because I want it to be just build it like that. But can you see how we've got bits missing? So I'm happy now, it's not going to look too odd. So I've got that, I'm going to chop that right down, but you would get your paint now. I'm going to use some white paint because I think we need to break this up a little bit, and I just think maybe round here. So I want to bring this out a little bit more, and the easy way, it's really easy to do this, and we're going to create like a halo. You don't need a lot. I'm using a white paint. Now, I'm thinking I've got pink on this, so I'm not going to use that one. No way. Pink. It's the pink underneath, this silly woman. All I'm going to do is just very, very lightly, a little bit more water on this.
That's clever.
Very lightly, is just... Because you've got alcohol ink on, it shouldn't really react.
Okay.
I'm just going around the flower, not a lot, so it's heavier towards where the flower sits, but then blends out, and I'll show you there's a little trick. So you put that on there and go around it like that, and then let it dry a little bit. Take as much water off as you can, and then a tiny bit of the orange over the edge, and that blends it back in. So now, like, that line is disappearing. If you just put the white line on, I'll show you what I mean. If you put the white line on, that's all right, but it looks very stark.
Yes.
But if I brush that out and then add a bit of the orange in, it's now...
Just softens that edge. It's more of, do you remember Ready Breck and the glow?
The glow, yes, it's the glow. And you can, I mean, I can do it on one side like that, and I can actually make my own orange, and you could go in. The only thing when you do it with white, adding a white to this, you'll get what we call a pastel or a chalk, but that's, if you want that, that's fine as well. So, you know, if you prefer something a little bit softer and less white, that's great. So just soften that out so that you've got a bit of a halo, a glow. And then, as you can see now, when I turn it round, it sort of, that pops out, even though...
That's fabulous, yeah.
It doesn't, it's not a lot, but those little tricks are the ones that really help you to sort of bring it all together. Now, you can add all these. Now, I've got these, just get these stamps are workhorses. It doesn't matter what you pick up, it's going to work. Wherever you put it, it'll work. And it's like the crackle, I just can't... You can't stop looking on some of these, right?
And with these, it's not just about those elements. You've got sentiments and phrases in there as well.
Absolutely.
So,
and when you're doing a journal
very in keeping with the style.
Yeah, brilliant. That's exactly what I wanted to say. Exactly. You know, these are. I need a bit more paint. You do need sentiment sometimes, and even on your journaling, if you can't think of the right words, there's nothing to stop you sort of just using the words from here as you know, inspiration rather than you trying.
I mean, we've all got happy birthdays and happy anniversaries and things like that. But these are things like it's a good life and free spirit. So things like you would use in your journaling and your planners and all those kind of things as well.
I'm just creating another halo around it just by using the stamps, and that's just bringing out some white there because I've got a white there and I've got nothing in the background. So by just adding a little bit of white, it'll bed down into the colour. So I've done that there. I've got that stamp. You see, they're just so useful. I have a little bag at home and I keep all of them together so that I know where they are because I do use a lot of them, and this is my go-to stamps are all the workers. So I've done this here and in my infinite wisdom put it down there. Right, what I'm going to do is show you the colour with paint as well.
Okay.
I wanted to show you with everything, then that way nobody is sort of left at home feeling...
Well, this is it, because, I mean, this style of stamp and this collection might be something new for people, but they've already... The crafters, seasoned crafters maybe, so they've got all the mediums, they've got all the paints, but not necessarily use them in this way with this style of stamp.
Well, the problem is with that, and we all do it, we'll say, oh, I love that, but I have to buy more, and you don't.
Yeah.
Just use what you've got, because with the paint products, you've got it already, so... By using all the products together, you sort of realise, I'm helping people understand that you can use anything you've already got to paint with.
And at the end of the day, nobody knows how you actually put that together, so whether you broke rules along the way, and, well, rules are for breaking anyway in my book, but there you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's actually one of the stamps says break rules.
It's really, I was saying last night, I think it was to Scott, that when I look at, I get lots of information, I get lots of inspiration, I get lots of questions, and one of the biggest questions I ever get, or most asked is, can I do this? Why ask me?
Yeah.
Just try. And it's because people are so used to being told,
yeah,
do this, do this.
Throughout
They're worried
life,
about
yeah.
trying. And just try it. There's nothing better than finding out a new sort of technique. It's brilliant. So all I've done there, I'm just going to blend that in a little bit. I've got an orange now. I've got some pencils that I will show you later on.
Okay.
I wouldn't do it straight away. You do need to layer this up with pencil, so I'm going to put pencil crayons on the top of that. I've got some bright yellow, so if you've got the yellow dyes or alcohol inks or anything like that, you can actually paint with these as well. But my advice is make sure that your paintbrush has not got water on it, because they don't like water. And just to show you how strong these are absolutely, look at that. I put one layer on before, and they've just, now this is absorbent card, but because it's alcohol it will just sink right in. So I've got the alcohol ink, and I'm just going to put the orange in there to brighten that out. So the paint and the alcohol ink, you wouldn't think they work together. Just try it, it works. So I've got that, and they all build up together. There we go. I just need a little bit under there. You see what I mean now? If I just show you that on there without doing it, look how stark all that looks. So by putting colour underneath it, you get rid of that edge. Right, I'm happy with that and that. Leave it to dry. And that 3D.
Beautiful.
And what I'm going to do now, you can actually start to add some of your die cuts with it.
Okay.
You can put these behind it. I'm going to use a little bit of that. Now, don't need to use it all, and you can sort of, if you only get one or two of them, you can sort of change the shape. So I thought they'd be quite nice. I'm not going to do it now, but if I changed it like and pulled it that way, they'd look like lily pads.
Would indeed, yeah.
So you could actually make them like that.
Now, the die that Lou's just introduced there, it's actually part of two sets. You've got two different dies, and I mentioned that these are going to be popular ones. They're useful ones as well. So you've got your mesh there, and you've got the rings, obviously, that Lou's working with. Just £15.98. They can go into your flexi order with your one-day special, which means you can spread that cost over 3 payments. Turns out that it would only be £5.33 if you are doing that. So over a third of the stock has gone, and they are incredibly useful, not just with your one-day special, but in general, if you are crafting with this sort of style, then they do create a fabulous backdrop. So yeah, if you fancy those, 614144.
And yeah, that's the thing though, they're so useful. And if you use these and then put cogs in the middle, you get a great of mechanical feel. And I'm just sort of placing them so that you can see elements of the stamp behind it, on top, and then your front layer. Now, alcohol does soften. It comes through, it does soften cards. So just when you're using this, just be a little bit more careful with it. So I'm just going to put that there. But then my finishing touches will come with the wonderful edges that you get on some of these. Now, these edges are all, you can have them in the die cut, or you've got these wonderful edges that you can just use straight up. Now, if you haven't got a block this big, which most of us should have, really, use a ruler, the back of a ruler.
That's a good idea, actually, yeah, because we've all got one of those around.
Yeah, and, you know, a ruler, anything on a piece, something plastic, and then all you need to do is just stick it to that. And
just gives you a bit more control when you've got slender stamps, because of course, I mean, one of the advantages is you can kind of move them and turn them into waves. You don't have to have them in a straight line, but when you do want them in a straight line, you need some support there.
You do, and I'm trying to replicate the lines that are in the background in the foreground now by making a frame, but I don't want it to be really boxed, yeah. So I'm just going to put a little bit, and I'm choosing where to put it. I'm not worried it's gone off there. I'm leaving this bit here.
So this I can't quite see from where I am. Is it like a squiggle that you
use? This is, it's like a blanket stitch.
Oh, I see. Nice.
So it really is good for layers.
Yes.
And the nice thing is you can just do a double one and then make your box sort of either going with the lines that you've already created in the background, sort of, you know, these blocks of colour, and I just think it just adds to the difference. So
and again, this
looks like a stitched piece now.
See, with this, I'm thinking that maybe some of our viewers will take inspiration from that and think, right, okay, I get that. So I'm going to have a go with that, with the pencils, with their pens, and kind of replicate it, but or extend it.
Well, you could do some fabric.
Yeah, that's
and then stitch over it, and that'd be a really good way of doing it.
Many of the stamps that you're working with, I'm looking at and thinking, yeah, I want to get my fabric paints involved with
Exactly,
these.
because you would not be able to build that up on fabric. What you'd have to do is be very complicated layering and masking.
And all those stitches add bulk to the project that you're working on.
And I'm just using now a black version of what we had to create that stitch look. So I wanted it to look like a fabric sort of collage, but then I want to get sort of people thinking, whoa,
nearly.
People thinking, now is that fabric or is that paper? And I really like that idea of changing it to make it look something different.
Is it okay if I let you carry on building up that design?
I'm ready to do the next one. So that was all I wanted to do, just to show you how the collage would look.
Lovely.
But pencils on that, but yeah, I'm ready to do next one.
Fabulous, I love it. I've actually dug out a card that's using the exact same stamp, but look at the difference that you've got with the style there. Much more pastel. You've not kind of the strong lines. Neither is right or wrong. But isn't that a contrast to the one that you created there a few moments ago, Lou? Love it. Another little idea again, using the exact same stamp there. Introducing additional colour, as you can see there, rather than keeping it on that one colour plane. But then, of course, it's in the inside of this particular project as well. There you go. Inspire, and those gorgeous flowers again being used there. It just shows how versatile these are. And it's not surprising, really, because alongside that one stamp, you've got 46 stamps in total within this one-day special. And imagine the scope that brings to you, mixing and matching and crossing them over in different ways. So you've got your 46 stamps, you've got your stamps alongside your stencils and alongside your dies. Some of the elements in the dies are replicated from the stamps, so you kind of got that continuity, but more on a kind of texture basis. And I love it. I absolutely love the fact that we've got such a brilliant deal. You've got £10 saving on your screen, but that's in addition to the £33 saving that you were going to be getting if you were going for them in bundles. They are available in bundles, and we will tell you about some of those, because some of you are shopping for those, which is okay. But what I would say, do bear in mind what you've got in your basket. If it's coming to around the £29 mark, especially if you're a Freedom member, do consider the deal on your screen, because your first of your 3 flexi buys is £29.05. So if you're looking at spending that today, that's okay, that's fair enough. But consider that if you were to spend the same next month and the month after, you would get everything if you're ordering it on flexi order and you are a Freedom member, and it is a big bundle. So you've got all these different elements within here. So if you're wanting to go for these, you've got 67 elements within here, so there's a lot of content within here. You've got your stamps, and this is the thing that I love, you've got your stamps, you've got your stencils, you've got your dies, you've got sentiments, words of inspiration in here, you've got your borders, you've got your frames, you've got all the fundamentals. So if you're just getting started with crafting, maybe just getting into your mixed media, you have got literally your crafting room in a box really here. Obviously you're going to need things like your inks and your colours, but many of those will be already on our shelves in our craft rooms. But this gives you potentially a different style of crafting, using all those techniques that you've learned, whether it's watercolouring, whether it's using your alcohol markers, however you have worked in the past, you can still work with these in exactly the same techniques, but you get a different look. Now, it's been incredibly popular. I showed you a few finished samples there. Let me explain more to you. Nearly 2/3 of the stock has gone. So whether you like working with your bright colours, please don't think that grunge means shades of grey, shades of brown, keeping it dark, keeping it monotone. Not at all. You can add that injection of colour, and in fact that kind of highlights areas. So if you are keeping it quite subdued with your colours, adding that power of colour, those focal points. Flowers, many of us work with flowers already. You might not do the grungy style flowers, but this shows you those flowers are pretty flowers. Those might be what you're used to using with things like your birthday cards, your anniversary cards. It just gives you a different look. So it's kind of taking yourself outside of that maybe safe environment of how you crafted previously, but just extending your kind of your bank of techniques, your ideas. I love this here. I mean, that's such a fresh, airy look. And then again, there you go. Perhaps that's what you think of with regards to grunge, keeping those colours into quite a small palette, but then again, add in that colour and you see how it totally changes over and over again. Now, if you fancy getting hold of your one-day special, the details are on your screen. I do urge you to consider becoming a Freedom member, though, because rather than saving £10 on the overall bundle, which of course is really £43, you're actually saving an additional £19 and 68p. Had to wait for it to turn around there. So yeah, details are there on your screen, 238633. Now, of course, your flexi order opens up your flexi opportunities to add other goodies in. Many of you doing this, and I don't blame you, adding in some additional bits and pieces like this particular one here. This is a fabulous stamp. Now, what you've got here is a collage. So when we're looking here, you're looking at these long A4 length stamps, but you've got lots of depth, lots of detail in here. Now, this has been built up, that kind of it's like a mesh that you've got in the background. Don't forget, those meshes are appearing in the one-day special. They're appearing in other stamps. They're appearing in other die sets. So everything cross-pollinates and works together. And here you've got those gorgeous daisies. You've got the fabulous seahorse with the kind of sea urchins and the different shells featuring in there. Absolutely beautiful. £15.98. Add that in with your one-day special. You are looking at just £5.33 in addition. That is definitely a bundle to go for. It's got to be worth it for that. The opportunities that you've got within those, the size of the stamps as well. I mean, they're huge stamps, but you don't have to use them in their entirety. I mean, can you imagine stamping that out, keeping it maybe a black outline, but then doing just as Lou showed us, the technique she showed us, stamping this out, decoupaging this up, just adding colour to those. You are going to have so much fun again with those. The detail that you've got within these stamps, every little area there, you've got colour, or should I say you've got markings to allow you to add that depth of colour. So you know where to concentrate your colour to get that shading, to get that realism. £15.98. 551985 if you fancy getting hold of those. And of course, something that Lou did use was this die set within her demonstration, and it's brilliant. You've got the mesh, so the mesh that you may well see in your stamps, then you can give that kind of raised three-dimensional look with these. Brilliant as little kind of fillers, brilliant as kind of covering up little mistakes as well with these. £15.98 will get both of them, and again £5.33. It's the circles that almost look like kind of little rings that have been left by coffee cups and things like that. They're incredibly useful, and as Lou said there, you can twist and turn those, chop into them, use just little elements as well. So 614144 if you're wanting to get hold of those. We've got lots of items. Lou's just getting herself ready for her next demo, so there's a couple more things for me to share with you before we head in that direction. And this little bundle here is called No Regrets, and I think that's what you're going to find when you get hold of this one-day special and all these goodies. You will have no regrets. Now, these ones are A5 in size, so slightly smaller than the ones that we looked at a few moments, but the same concept. So you've got that collage. You can see there, take me to the ocean. I thought it was take time to the ocean. Take me to the ocean. Oh, wouldn't that be fabulous? Yep. Never regret anything, and I think that is the key thing. Positivity is key, isn't it? That's the thing. Now with these, again, lots of content within these stamps as well. So again, the detail, I just wish you could actually see this in the flesh, because the rigging of the boat, the tiny kind of little elements of the text in there, so much detail. I don't know how they managed to do it studio like, but they do. £14.48. That's your one stamp, and then of course you've got the other stamp which has got that beautiful flower, really pretty kind of soft petalled flower, which is this one. Let me turn it around that way because it's easy for you to see on the camera there, but look at that, lovely open areas there, borders built in with it, text within there as well, brilliant. And again, £14.48, adding that one in, spread the cost over 3 payments. You see how it works? That's the way you work with your flexi order. Now, this one is a useful set. So this one, you've got lots of little components. Those little components can extend what you've been looking at, which is, again, something that Lou showed us how to do in that demonstration. So you can see here, you've got your swirls, you've got your wiggles, you've got your dashes, you've got your little kind of pebbles. There's loads within here. Again, brilliant idea. If you fancy getting hold of these, £14.48. It's called backgrounds, but I think it's backgrounds and more, really, with regard to this one. 14 stamps in total. It's just a little over £1 a stamp. Brilliant value, 216433. Now, I mentioned the one-day special being an accumulation of a variety of bundles. Well, if you want to go for those bundles, let me show you how it's broken down. So you've got £11 saving on this particular one, £34.94 being your price, 128057. Don't forget, this is included within your one-day special, and you're going to get bored of me saying this. If you're looking at spending £30 £34.94. Let's call it £35. You're actually going to be paying less. You're only going to be paying £29.05 to get hold of these within the one-day special as your first of the 3 flexi buys. This is why I keep saying before you check out your basket, make sure that that's exactly what you're wanting to do. Another bundle that you've got within the one-day special is this one, and this is a really pretty one as well. It's that blooming beach. Gets everywhere, that sand. At £28.40. Oh, it's a beach. I was going to say I didn't see any beach elements.
Yeah, beach. I don't know these names. You could say anything to me, I believe you.
Where did I sit? That didn't notice any beach elements. There you go. It's that blooming beach. It's like that.
Beatbox.
Beatbox, I wish I could. 702479. Again, you're paying £29.05 to get those in the flexi order of your one-day special. Again, these are useful ones. 38 stamps in total, 2 stamp sets, £14.98. Don't add these in alongside your one-day special because they're already in there. So 867378. It's all going to pot.
I love them. They're the ones that I've got on my desk permanently.
Yeah, I can imagine they're really useful ones. Yeah. Now the dies, of course, the dies are giving you the base. You've got those frames here, but don't forget those are cutting out in its entirety. The way that they're compacted onto these pages, you can kind of forget that how much content you're getting within the dies. £28.48 there. Again, they're in your one-day special, but 70% of the stock has gone of those individually. If you want to go for them by themselves, then by all means do, but do bear in mind for a little bit more, you're only looking at an extra 50p or so, then you are going to be able to get those within the one-day special. With your second and third payments, if you're a Freedom member, though, that is the key thing. Become a Freedom member to get hold of the one-day special at that price. Okay, Luke, over to you.
I've just wanted to show you that I've got some die cuts I added to this, and if you put that on there, and you could like just slot your die cuts over the top.
Oh, that's clever.
And you
Like
can use them in your
paper clips.
journaling and everything. So don't just think of them like that. And they look quite nice. And then the little bits you cut off, they look great as borders.
Yes.
So. When you think about colours, just go for it. Here's me, black is black, black is black, wearing now with colour. But I love colour. Anyway, what I want to do is just show you some colourful things. So what I've done is, I've got a nice sheet of paper that I may use, I may not, but I love this colour at the moment, and the turquoises. I've got a piece of, it's not watercolour paper, but it's a mixed media paper. Now, I've got the large seahorse stamp, so just to show you, it won't fit on it. It won't fit on it, but I'm happy about that. I'm not worried at all, because I don't want it to sort of stop and start where you can see. I want it to look like it's part of it.
Okay.
Now, what you would do is, if you wanted it the size of this, chop it down later, don't do it first. Now, it's really difficult to see where it is like that. So my advice is, get your stamp, put it the right way, stick it on your board, and then put that next to it. So you've got reference about where your colour goes. Because the amount of times we pick up stuff and we go, right, what's that bit there? Because you can't see it. No. So I've got my koi brushes. I think Lou's got these on later, or another store. I'll have to get into her ribs about these so I can have some more. And I'm picking out blues and greens.
I think that's 11 o'clock later on with Yanis.
Oh, yes. I mean, I love these because they are very versatile. I can do my brush lettering with them. And I'm just going to go with a background colour at first. So I'm looking at the areas I want, and I'm just going to put in the background this green. So you don't be careful. I'm not... this is just, say you're starting and you're thinking, I want a watercolour effect. I love what I see these people doing with watercolours. This is the best way of doing it. And the minute you start trying to do it like that, forget it. You'll be here forever. This is the best way, because more often than not, this works out when you pull the print off. It looks the best.
Oh, I'm intrigued.
It looks the best out of the lot, and you could try and be precise and it wouldn't work. Whereas if you start flinging out stuff on, it seems to work better.
Just fling it on.
Fling it on. So I'm going over Mr. Seahorse, dark on one side. I've done the lighter version there, and I'm just going to pull out that in there in the dark. And I've done the background a green, so that it is a difference between them. I'm going to put in a purple as well, because I do want some detail to come out. Now, you could probably see this all popping up now. Don't go too mad with colours because you can build it up. But what I would suggest is keep to the same family. So you've got blues and greens, and you've got warm greens and cool greens actually as well. So, but I'll show you. Right. So
fascinating creatures, seahorses, aren't they?
Aren't
I think when they're born, and then they're neither male or female initially.
Yeah, they're androgynous, aren't they?
And then, yeah. And then it's the males that give birth, which do, yes.
Yeah, they hold up babies,
Seems like
which
a
is
reasonable thing to do.
I think it should be law. I think should all have a go with this. Right. So anyway, don't be too fretty. That's a rude word. I don't mean fret. It's not nice. That. But don't worry too much about that because if you've got a big mouth like me, you've certainly got a lot of huff and puff. You huff over them. Now you've got a massive stamp here, so I might not do it in one. It's like blowing your candles out. This. Oh, my shirt. That's a great shot, that, isn't it? And then, I'm hoping that this works. So, you know I was saying before, Hayley, about not having the stamp size, the plate for it. By doing it on the mat, it doesn't matter how big your stamp is. Now, my advice is, it's going to need time to let that ink soak. We're a bit too quick at ripping them off. I'm not showing you. Oh, it's beautiful. Ooh. I love it. So I've got this really now.
Oh my goodness! Look at this.
Right.
Oh, Luke, keep that there.
I will keep that there, but I'm just going to show you now. What I'm going to do is just spray that, and then get another piece of paper, any paper. Oh, where's the paper? Here's another piece. And this now, I'm just going to put that on there, so I don't do it. I'm just going to take another print. So. I've got a watercolour effect, just straight down. All I've done is no more colour, just more water. You can use alcoholic to do the same, but it does dry faster. So now I'll have a watercolour effect.
Look at that.
But what you can do when you get a watercolour effect like this is actually re-stamp it. If you're using the stamp platform, you can re-stamp it over the top with a darker colour. So can you see this?
I love that effect.
A lovely watery colour.
See, that's nice as well, because we may have people who are watching who maybe they're die cutters, maybe don't even own a stink pad, an ink pad, but it shows you.
Yeah.
Well, some ink pads can be stinky. Yeah. Yeah, it just shows you that if you're just getting started, then you don't necessarily need a whole kind of craft shop worth of goodies.
Well, that's off-putting, that, isn't it? Because if you start thinking, I've got to have this, this and this, you're like, oh, I can't afford it. And I know times are difficult. So we've got to be, careful and use what we've got in the best way. You can use these as watercolours, you can use anything you've got. So, again, if you're a little bit unsure, keep your registration always.
That's a good tip.
There, so you can see. And then all you need is a paintbrush. Now, you don't need too much water. I tend to have a water spray here, and then all I'm going to do is pick. Now, this is important. Pick the areas that you want to bring out.
Okay.
I might need extra ink because this is an absorbent card, so I'm just going to bring him out. So I'm just going to put a tiny bit of water, behind him, just to bring him out. Because if I don't, he sort of blends into the background.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm just going to go all the way around him. And then bring this colour out, and what I might do is just add a little bit more colour, but this is so simple and you get absolutely stunning effects from it.
Again, it's another one that's very forgiving, this technique.
Yeah, absolutely. And then if you want to add more colour into it, just add a little bit and then wash it. My advice is wash it off, and you think, oh, you can see it now, but you won't see it in a minute, it'll dry. Really blend it out, that you won't see it at all. So water on it, put your pen on it, use it as a watercolour, and then blend it out, and then blend it off the side of your page, and then you don't get a watermark. So again, put it round so we've got this. I need a bit more colour.
So if this is something, say you've created this in your craft room, and you've got a bit of a kind of a bank of these. Could you actually pick that up, maybe take it to work with you, and in your lunch hour, just a bit of water?
Absolutely.
Work with it at a later stage?
Well, what you can do is you can get watercolours, put them on a piece of plastic, let them dry and reactivate them.
Oh, so take your palette with you as well?
So, and you get watercolour pencils.
Yes.
You just put them on a little piece of card, maybe this side here, and pick them up off that.
Clever idea.
So I'm just going to bring in, he needs a little bit more colour. I'm not going to use any more, I'm just going to use the colour that's on it. And I'm just going to run the brush over him. I don't want to lose this wonderful detail.
Yeah.
But this works better with quite absorbent card, not watercolour card, because one, it doesn't run too much, and two, it sort of sucks the ink up that fast.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm happy with him. I want this here to be brought out, so just, again, add water and let the water do all the work and the colour in it. And then what I would do is maybe glossy accents to add definition. I'm just going to bring in that to make it look more circular.
Totally lost track of time. I just looked up at the clock then. We've only got about a couple of minutes left, Lou.
Oh, do you need to do your numbers?
No, we're okay. I'm enjoying myself too much. I'm probably supposed to, but I'm having a nice time, so.
But I think you've got, I mean, I think personally, if you're sort of new to this and you're looking at this and thinking, I can't do that, the amount of people who say to me, I can't do that, is if you pick your colours, let the stamp do the work. You're not trying to do the work, let the stamp do it. And then if you just practice this watercolour technique, anything you do,
it's going to look right.
It will, and then once you've got that confidence that you've got gained with doing this, it'll transfer to all the other stuff.
And I think it's one of those things as well, stick with it.
Yes.
Don't just put down like a little kind of centimetres worth of colour and think, oh no, I've done it wrong. Stick with it and it'll come together. And now, of course, this particular stamp set, the details are on your screen. It is one that you can add in alongside your one-day special. So if you're wanting those two stamps together that Lou's just been working with, the details are there on your screen, your rock pool and your floral rhythm. But I better tell you the details of that one-day special. It's been a busy old hour with this one. Lots of you have been taking advantage and the details are on your screen there. Don't forget, dispatches from the 20th of November because it's Studio Light and that's kind of across the board with everything that we've shown you. But you've got your 3 flexi buys. That £10 saving on the screen there is in addition to a £33 saving you are getting in those individual bundles. Don't forget that, and Freedom members, you are saving even more. Lou, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And you can extend it as well, which I'm playing.
Okay, well, we're going to be doing it all again at 12, yeah?
But yeah, I really like that. In its which simplicity is better sometimes.
I love it. Looking forward to 12 o'clock as well.
Thank you.
Make sure you join us at 12 o'clock to see more from your one-day special. Check out those baskets. See you later. Oh, we're going all sparkly in the next hour. Art and craft glitter greetings. And then I'm up with a lovely Julie Hickley. Very much looking forward to that hour before our lovely Lou is back with Sakura.
Hi, I'm Sarah. And I'm Vicky. We are the Stamping Sisters from Stamp Addicts. We'd started our family-run business in 1992 when we were importing rubber stamps from the USA.
But now we design and manufacture them all here in-house in our shop in Bedfordshire.
We make grey rubber stamps and we make them as deeply etched as we possibly can so that you can use them in many different ways.
On our shows on Hochanda, we like to give you lots of different techniques to use with the stamps, different ways that they can be used and ideas.
We hope that we can inspire you to get out your stamps and have a play. Look at all the different designs we've got. We've got Christmas, we've got scenic, we've got cute and furry. There's something for everyone.